Welcome back to the Mind Hiking Podcast, part 2 of Zoats' episode. This one is the alter ego episode, and it is quite rough, very questionable. Again, crystal clear right here, extremely explicit. This is the rough one. It was a blast recording. We had a lot of fun, but yeah, again, extreme crude humor, and if you thought the first one was bad, then absolutely do not listen to this. Another thing is absolutely do not listen to this if you haven't listened to the first one first. So this is a part 2 in the 3-part series. This is the alter ego episode with Sach Boats. So this one gets rough. So hang on tight for this wild ride, and hopefully you guys enjoy. If you got a good childish-like sense of humor, then I think you'll enjoy this one a lot. I think this is the funniest episode I got. I really enjoy it. So, again, without further ado, stay tuned. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Brody Frye, and here we dive deep into difficult questions. We'll map out thoughts, theories, and crazy ideas for the love of knowledge and growth. So, how do we answer some of the mind's toughest questions? This is the Mind Hiking Podcast. Okay, we are back, and now we have a live studio audience. So,
hell yeah.
Welcome, studio audience.
Just cue me when to laugh.
Okay, I'll cue you in a
Buddy's been in some of these, actually most of these stories.
yeah, we talk about you. Yeah, you're like the one person we talk about all the time, but hasn't been on.
He's up next.
Say hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm here to act like this is funny and laugh.
That's Alec Dawson. Cinemoto TV, check it out. It's awesome.
Oh, that's you? I've like seen it on my subscribed list, and I'm like, what is Cinemoto TV?
You're probably in it.
Number 1 supporter.
Yeah.
Been subscribed since 2020, baby, or 2013, baby.
It just came out this year.
Oh,
Geez. You had other YouTube channels though, didn't you?
yeah, just Alec D.
Yeah.
I deleted everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Aw.
Restart.
Did you ever have any YouTube?
I got a couple on there.
Good?
I got one where we're riding over at the tree farm over here.
Oh, okay.
That was when Bubba broke his ankle because he was doing 12 o'clock wheelies, and he just dumps her and snaps his ankle in half.
Jeez. Well, you want to actually go back and walk me through that story? You were chased by cops, or what was it on the bike?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Walk me through that.
So, our studio audience here, Alec Dawson,
Was
and
he
I.
involved?
Well, he worked at the same place. So,
Oh, okay.
So we worked at this public park in our hometown, and I was out of gas in my truck, but I had just picked up my uncle's 1985 XL 500. Beautiful bike.
Yeah.
Only problem was the registration on the license plate was from 1985, and this was 2019. So I decided to take the bike to work, and I go from my house to work, which is maybe 10 minutes tops, and I make it there fine. But I realize that I forgot my ID, so I start going back. But I make it home fine, no problems. So I start going back to work, and as I'm coming up my road, a cop passes me, and I see her whip a U-turn, and I'm like, oh boy. So I get up to this 3-way intersection. I look left, I look right, I look left. I look right, and I look behind me, and she's sitting right there. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this isn't going to be good. Now, mind you, this was back in the days where we used to ride the pit bikes to the gas station, and we just take off in the power line fields. And every time, there were police sirens chasing us. But they never caught us, nor did they really care. So, I get on the main road. She flips her lights and sirens on. I pretend I can't hear or see her. Car in front of me starts to pull off, and as soon as she does that, just whop, whop, whop. I take off. I'm doing about 80 in a 40. And I'm getting up to this area that's got a bike path, and I know that I can get around the gate, and she can't get through it.
Yeah.
So I take off on the bike path, and I start booking it back, and some old that guy on his bike is, finger shaming me, like, you shouldn't be on here. And I'm like, I got bigger issues, man. Yeah. So I make it back into my neighborhood, and I see her coming down the street, and I'm like, oh, she must be casing, like, perimetering it all. So I take off again. Well, as soon as I get down the hill, I see another squad car flying behind me. So at that point, I finally gave up, put my hands up, turned the bike off, all that. And he's just sitting in his car. And I'm like, what's going on? So she pulls up, and they get out simultaneously, and she comes sprinting up. Why did you run? Why did you run? I'm like, I don't know. I was just being stupid.
I didn't see you.
Yeah, I'm like, I was just being stupid. She's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Zoats. And she's like, it says it right here on your ID. And I'm like, yep, I wasn't lying about that. So at that time, I was in a transitional period of getting a Michigan license. So all I had was a paper, like, little receipt kind of thing. And they do a verbal, and I'm talking with the guy who turns out to be her sergeant. And he goes, what CC bike is that? I wanted to say 50 so bad. Because under 50, you don't need a license.
Right.
So, I said 500, sir. And he goes, you got an M license? And as soon as he says that, through the radio, it goes, B-class license or D-class license? I'm like, yep, no, I do not. He goes, oh, boy. And I go, officer, is she going to arrest me? He goes, I don't know. It's up to her. So sure enough, she comes out, spread them. Officer Smith here is going to pat you down. And I'm like, okay. So I just complied, and she's like, you got anything sharp? I'm like, no, maybe a pocket knife. I don't know.
Really sharp. Yeah, be careful down there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's needle thin and about the length of the tip of your pinky finger. So, she gets me in the car, and we're driving to the station. I'm trying everything to get out of it. I'm like, oh, how long you been on the force? Oh, about 15 years. You like this town? Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And we get to the station, and she goes, okay, now that I've calmed down, why did you run? And I said, officer, I was just being stupid. So she starts booking me, and two officers walk in, and they see my helmet, and it's got the GoPro mount on. And they go, hey, did you have your camera on you today? I said, no, I was just going to work. They go, that sucks. We get a sweet video of you. So about $250 later, I was out of jail. 600 plus that, I was out, or my bike was out of impound, and she had stacked me with classification, registration, no headlight, no taillight, no turn signals, and improper lane usage. So I had like 6 charges against me, and I got a decent lawyer. He got it all dropped, and all that stuck was the improper lane usage. But
okay.
Yeah, so I got arrested for. Oh, that was the other charge. The 7th charge was misdemeanor fleeing and eluding.
Okay.
Say you missed something.
Yeah, I missed some. The misdemeanor fleeing and eluding was the 7th charge there. And about a week later, I was taking a girl on a date to go get ice cream, and got pulled over in Fox River Grove for speeding across that bridge.
Okay, yeah.
And I pull over, and the officer's like, so you got anything on your record that I should know about? And I'm like, because at the time, I wasn't convicted of anything. I don't have to say nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, I got like a speeding ticket like a year ago. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just going to run your record. And I'm like, well, if you want me to be honest. He's like, I do. I said, I got arrested last week for misdemeanor fleeing and eluding. And he goes, yeah, I heard about you on the radio. They put an APB out for me.
Oh.
Every cop in that county, in McHenry County, was looking for me at that time. Wow. And, hindsight's 2020. All my friends were like, why don't you just dump the bike in the woods and walk and, like, say it was stolen? And I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a million options you could have done.
Yeah, so mine, all in all, I was not convicted. I don't have any charges. I didn't get any felonies or anything. I don't have to claim nothing.
You went to jail, though?
Yeah, Bubba, they put me in the holding cell, and Bubba grabbed my leg. I was like 19, and he was probably like 45, gang tattoos, all that shit. He's like, you're mine tonight, baby.
No way.
Oh, no, I'm just making that shit up, but it makes the story funny.
That was good. I was like, Bubba, what? I don't know who that is. I don't want to find out now.
Oh, yeah, he was a big boy.
Oh, yeah.
Those anal beads I talked about, that's nothing compared to what he was packing.
13 inches is just the tip.
That was just the tip for him.
Oh, jeez. Were you still inflamed?
Oh yeah. That was right after that happened.
Jeez. But yeah, and then you said you had your cut hand or whatever after that. How did that happen? Oh, that was
the
from
cut
the
hand
fight.
was from the fight. Yeah,
that's right.
And I try not to fight. I try not to.
Was that your only fight?
No.
No?
No.
You got any more good ones?
Well, we talked about
Worth telling?
trying to take the 12 on, and then we talked about the buddy that I got to fight with outside of the bar that we protected his name.
Yep.
There was another time. So for those of you that don't know, I mean, obviously people here know. When I was about 10 years old, we lost my mom to leukemia. So in the 6th grade, a kid on the bus was making fun of me for not having a mom. So I got off at his bus stop and I said, we're going to fight. That kid, I punched him once in the face and he was just stunned that I even hit him to begin with.
Yeah.
I punched him again and knocked his glasses off, and he just stood there, and I looked him dead in the eyes. I'm like, if you're not going to fight, I'm going home. And he didn't do anything, so I walked home. And a couple days later, the vice principal brings me into the office for fighting.
Oh, geez.
And he goes, so I heard you got in a fight. And I look him dead in the eyes, and I go, yeah, because the kid was making fun of me that my mom died last year. And, oh, man, the look on his face, he went, I think we're going to let this one slide.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
He's like, yeah. That one was kind of deserved on that kid's half. The only other real fight I got in was kid pushed my young cousin down. I popped him once and broke the kid's nose, but that was about it.
Nice.
Like I said, I try not to fight. It's
no, you're like, knowing you, like, from my perspective, is you're like the sweetest, most down to earth guy.
Oh, thank you.
It's like I can't even see you fighting.
So going back to what we were talking about earlier with like letting people blow off steam. Actually, our studio audience here, we got in a fight one time. Now, mind you, we're real good friends.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, we're real good friends, and it was over like the stupidest thing. I was like pissed off about a song or something.
Oh.
It was something stupid. Well, I don't know who had what, but there was a skateboard and a hammer involved.
Oh my God.
And it didn't lead to anything, and about 2 days later we were fine.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
just
usually how it goes.
Yeah, just blow. You know, men just fight it out and then blowing off steam and being like, sorry, man, I was a dickhead.
Oh yeah, that's.
I remember that.
I do.
I don't know the details.
I don't either. I know it was over like a song or something. It was something so minute.
I was gonna say, he doesn't fight until he's Sach Boats.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody's gotten to meet Sach. Man, that's another one that I just
say
don't
that
remember.
Again. What is
Sach Boats.
What is that?
That's my absolutely obliterated alter ego. That is freaking Legends of Lyra right there.
Okay, so what happens when he comes out?
Oh, you've seen him.
All bad.
All bad. All bad.
Okay.
Well, that's Legends of Lyra in a nutshell. So, Legends of Lyra, we used to go to Carrie McDonald's. We called it Mac Diesel's because it was the only thing open 24/7.
Yep.
And we'd go there at like 4 in the morning and go inside and eat and stuff. Well, they took me there when I was piss drunk one time. And I don't know how it all unfolded, but at some point I said, Skyrim? Legends of Lyra. And everybody just stared at me.
You didn't say it. You slurred it.
Oh, I slurred it.
I can still picture it. You had like a chicken nugget in your hand when you were saying it.
Legends of Lyra.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah, so
awesome.
Sach Boats is the alter ego.
Gotcha.
He doesn't come out too much anymore,
No.
but when he does, it's a hoot and a half.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is he a fighter or is he just like a goofball?
Depends. Is it whiskey infused or beer infused?
Oh, okay. So it depends on like what type of alcohol summons him.
Exactly. And I mean, who's around? You know, if it's a bunch of buddies, you know, stuff like. So going back to Kyle, me and Kyle were feared. We that fraternity area was called Fratville Drive.
Okay.
For some reason, we were feared on Fratville Drive, and we think we came to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's Baron scratching himself.
Oh. I was like, is Jay here?
Yeah.
So Fratville Drive, my buddy Kyle, you always knew that you were going to get the two of us. You fuck with Kyle, you're getting me. You fuck with me, you're getting Kyle. So Kyle is, you know, again, that massive guy.
Yep.
and I'm just unpredictable. Am I going to laugh at you? Am I going to joke with you? Or am I just going to come out of nowhere and fucking fly in butt naked and punch you in the face?
Are you
never
gonna
know.
come out of nowhere?
Yeah, am I going to just come on you and then fucking hit you? You don't know. So we found out that we were feared. Like, people, I had an ex-girlfriend, and, using the term bitch, you guys might use it. I mean, especially, Alec over here, he would say she's a bitch. She tried to stab me with a pair of safety scissors, but using that term
did
not.
She get very far with that?
I grabbed her hand and smacked it on the dashboard of my car and said, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah.
I went, "Get the fuck out." But so that girl went to a party at the fraternity that I almost got in a fight in with the 12 guys.
Yeah.
And some guy comes up to her, he's like, "Oh, what's up?" And talking
she
to
was
her.
interested in the 12 guys.
She probably would have taken them all, but one after another or at the same time, I don't know. But she had a guy come up to her and was flirting with her, and she goes, "Well, I have a boyfriend." And he goes, "Oh yeah, who's your boyfriend?" She goes, "Sach Oats." And all of a sudden, he just straightens right up. He goes, "I'm sorry, have a good night," and walks away.
Oh shit!
And I was like, "What? I'm that like people are that afraid of me?"
Yeah.
And like you said, I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm the first person to come and give you a hug or
come.
First person to come, ookie cookie. I'm not very good at it. Okay.
Sex is a race, and Zoats is always the winner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, 5 seconds, baby. That's a winner right there.
Oh yeah. You put down some fast lap times in the bedroom.
Fuck yeah. I may not be quick on a motorcycle, but I'll tell you what. You get me in the bedroom, I'm gonna be winning the Daytona 500, baby.
That's a land speed record.
Yeah, shit, that airplane's got nothing on how quick I can come.
The best part about this is you can be as vulgar as you want, because after the bead story, everybody stopped listening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The bead story filtered everyone out.
We just got to say, if you're still here, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
I appreciate you guys for hanging on this long.
Yeah, I know. I'm a character. I'm a wild card.
If you can last this long, I gotta have you on the podcast next.
If you can last this long, you last longer than me. So.
Oh, geez, that's awesome. Was this the same girl that was like asking you to do that certain thing? Can we go here?
Was it? Which one?
I don't know. I remember a story you telling me that you were in it was like, I think it was that, the Bit Lip Chevy. You were in that truck and like with a girl and she like looked you dead in the eye.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Can
that
we go
was
here?
was my first girlfriend that I'd ever had. I was, as you guys know, I was a fucking weirdo. Fucking weirdo. Still am, but I didn't get a first girlfriend until I was 17 years old, and this chick was like 16. But mind you, while she was my first time in the bedroom with anybody, I was like her 47th.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, she was not 47th time, 47th
Year
guy.
olds. No, I'm just kidding.
47th guy that she was with. She was probably in the hundreds for times she had gotten down and dirty.
Oh, jeez.
But
at 16.
At 16.
Damn.
Yeah, this girl was
That's
she was a nymphomaniac. But,
yeah. That honestly, that's sad.
It is. It's a shame. I mean, she didn't. There's backstory to her life that.
Sure.
That I don't even know.
Yeah.
All I know is that she tried to force me to eat a deviled egg, and I told her I was going to dry heave, and I threw it up, and her mom was all offended, and I was like, well, I fucking told you that was going to happen.
Oh, so she actually got it down your throat?
Yeah.
What? So her mom, like, slaved away in the kitchen for it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she's like, just eat it.
Just eat it. And I'm like, I can't. I will yak it up. I promise. And she didn't believe me, so I did.
Geez.
But this girl in the backseat of my truck, we're kind of, fooling around and whatnot, and she, mind you, again, I'm 17. This is my first girlfriend. This is, all new to me. The first time we had sex was actually in my buddy's bed, but while he was railing his boyfriend upstairs. So, yeah, that's a true fact.
What?
God bless his soul, God bless him. But
Great guy.
but we're in the back seat of my truck, and she goes, pretend you're raping me. And I'm like, what? She goes, pretend you're raping me. I fucking looked her dead in the eyes and went, I'm going to rape you. And she goes, well, that's not going to work. And I said, well, I don't fucking know what a rapist would say. I'm not a rapist. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what am I supposed to say?
What do you want me to do here?
Yeah, not only am I not a rapist, this is my first fucking time.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I don't
even know where to put this
shit,
thing.
yeah, I don't know where your hole is. What do you want me to do?
This is the first time I've been hard.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I've dated some winners.
Some winters.
Some winters, yeah. No, some winners. These girls are like top of their class for how to make you hate your life.
Oh, jeez.
The hardest.
The hardest.
Oh yeah, I had one girl ask me to do it from behind, but in the other hole.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had talked to my gay buddy, and I'm like, how does that even work? He's like, well, you got to finger it first. Well, he kind of left out the detail that the girl needs to fast before she does that. Like, she's got to do a enema and all that shit, like clean it out real good. So I shoved a finger in there, and when I pulled it out, now I got a Japanese buddy, a Japanese buddy, and I asked him. He started calling me Unchi no Yubi. Unchi no Yubi. It means poopy fingers. Because as soon as I pulled it out, I fucking almost yacked right there because all I had was poop all over my finger. And I went, yeah, this is done.
Oh, jeez. So you didn't stick it in after that. No, you were done.
I think we tried another time and it was just too tight, but...
Jeez. Yeah, too tight. Was that the first time?
That was her butthole, man. I think that's an exit only.
Oh yeah.
Except for me, apparently. But
oh, dude, that is. I went to school with this guy. You might know. I don't remember his name actually, but I remember hearing rumors around the school. Like they always get tossed around. This guy was with somebody, and like next thing you know, this girl's on top of her and doing it in the other hole, and all of a sudden, like, she, like, gets up and just shits all over him. Just shits all over him. And I'm like, that's disgusting.
Hey, could be worse. We had a guy that we used to call, we used to say that he fucked his dog. They said he got so drunk at a party, he fucked his dog.
I think these are the standard rumors that go around every high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everybody can tell you that person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had relations with their dog.
Yeah, or their
shit on
cat, their
someone.
couch.
Yeah, no, we had rumors about that in school.
Fuck, here's a good one. I got a cousin. He is a wild card. That kid's a wild card. So we go
That's
down.
a strong word coming from you, too.
Oh yeah. No, I mean he fucking made me cry laughing. This kid is 6'4", 200 pounds, and he is skipping, and he comes up behind his sister after she says something and goes, "Get fucked, nerd!" It was the funniest shit I ever heard in my life.
Jeez.
But we're at a reenactment of Jamestown, which is the first settlement in America.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, side note on that, they didn't know where it was until the 80s.
What?
They like legitly didn't know where Jamestown
They
was.
lost it?
Yeah, it was just gone. Like they didn't
What?
know where it was. It's right on the Potomac River, or not the Potomac River, on the Chesapeake Bay, and they just didn't know where it was, and they finally found it. But it's got the original Palisades from like the 1500s, all that. It's cool, cool spot. So if you ever get the chance, check it out. But
Yeah.
we're there at a reenactment site before we went to the actual one, and they got a little church, and my cousin climbs up on the pew or the preacher stand.
Yep.
And he goes, "And folks, today we're going to talk about a real interesting concept, incest. You see, we got brother Zach here and sister Mackenzie. You know, if they were to have sex right now, that'd be called incest. And you know what? There's not that much wrong with it." I mean, there's people around. I'm screaming, "Landon, cut it out! Cut it out! Not now!"
So this was like in front of a shit ton of people.
Oh yeah.
In front of the reenactment guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And they are just fucking looking at him like, what is wrong? I'm grabbing him. I'm like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
That was the wrong place to say that.
Oh yeah, he's a wild card. That kid is hysterical.
Wow.
And I mean,
They just pull out the muskets on you and start firing.
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, fun fact! I forgot to tell you this one. Did you know I'm not the one and only Zoats?
Really?
I am not the one and only Zoats. So
You're the original, though.
I am the original.
Nice.
I am the original.
Yes.
But I'm going. My fiance works in the social work field. She helps kids who have been adopted. You know, it's a real honorable field. So
Yeah.
she had to go do a training out in Salt Lake City. So after a trip that I was on, I decided like, oh yeah, I'm going to go try to hop a flight, get out to Salt Lake City. You know, perks of a pilot, fly for free.
Yep.
And I'm waiting for my ticket, and all of a sudden the gate agent calls me up. He goes, Zach Oats, please come to the podium. Zach Oats, please come to the podium. So I go up there. He starts printing my ticket. He's like, all right, you got a seat. This is your seat here. And another guy runs up and he goes, I'm Zach Oats. And
What?
you ever seen like the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other?
Yeah.
I shit you not. That's what we did. I'm like, you're Zach Oats? He's like, yeah, I'm Zach Oats. You're Zach Oats? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Zach Oats. So he takes a picture with me to send to his wife. And
And he nudges you, and he's like, 13 inches?
13 and a quarter. Give me some respect here.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
So I go, he comes up to me and he goes, hey man, I just gotta ask. And he had the whole 23andMe and stuff. And he's like, is anybody on here related to you? Now, mind you, there are like 1,500 people alive today that I am blood related to spread across the country. We've been here.
Wow.
The Oats last name has been here since the first ship that came over.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I'm a son of the American Revolution.
Wow.
But,
you've always been like a big history guy.
oh, yeah, I love history.
Yeah,
History's great.
that's
So,
awesome.
oh, shit, wife's calling, but that's
Oh.
okay. This kid pulls it up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's my great-grandpa Harry.
What?
I'm like, we're related. We were distant cousins.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
just
cool.
randomly at an airport, I met my distant cousin who also happens to be a Zoats.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but he's ZACK, so that's all bullshit. You know, ZACH is where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to all the ZACKs out there, but, you know, sorry. We're better.
Yeah, and then your whole family goes by like that
Yep.
kind of nickname.
Yep,
so-
Dotes, Roats, Zoats, Moats, Totes, Coats. We got a Coats.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Rattle them all off there. How did that happen?
How did what happen?
That Zoats. How did that happen?
So some people say it was from the first job that me and Alec had, that a guy came up to me and said, oh, I was looking at because the board would say, you know, just your first initial and then your last name.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I was looking at it. We should call you Zoats. And then a couple other people came up and they're like, we should call you Zoats. And I was like, yeah, that's already been said. But yeah, I think that was like the first instance where I'd ever been called Zoats.
Okay.
And
yeah.
that name has stuck with me. I even introduced myself as Zoats.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't.
Like, I wasn't sure what to do for this podcast. I'm like, should I just leave it Zoats? Or like, I introduced you as Zoats.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody calls
Yeah,
me. I mean, I don't know who Zach is, but Zoats
Your name tag for your pilot uniform.
says Zoats.
Hell yeah. There you
It
go.
says Zoats. So.
You just left off the period, so it actually is Zoats.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I should legally change it to that.
Yeah, how difficult? How difficult is that to change your name?
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, you can
Yeah.
clearly change your gender. So
So
it's oh, that's a good story in itself. I
Okay.
was legally a female in the state of Michigan for like 3 years.
what?
Yeah, when I went to swap my license from the fleeing and eluding story, they messed up, and the lady asked me, is everything okay? So folks out there, you know, check to make sure that everything is correct when they say, is everything correct? Because where there's supposed to be an M, there was an F. And they wanted to charge me $30 to fix it. So I said, fuck that, I'm not paying
Yeah.
$30. So for 3 years, I was a legal female. And you know how many tickets that got me out of?
Oh,
Drifting
yeah.
in the snow in parking lots. Cops are pissing themselves laughing because they're looking at me
Yeah.
and going, yeah, it says female. And I'm like, yeah, I see what you're looking at. Yeah, no, it's a mistake. One cop literally looked me in the eyes and goes, you got bigger problems to deal with.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, he probably is just like, oh, he doesn't even mean to drift. That's just, oh, I see, female.
Yeah, he's just swerving. He's
just trying to
gender
get home.
fluid. He's just
Avoid
swerving.
the curve.
Oh, geez, that's awesome.
Yep. So for 3 years, I was legally a female. I could go into the Target female bathroom and nobody could yell at
Oh,
me.
yeah. Yeah, you
Whip out the
your ID.
license and like, hey, baby,
Yep.
I'm a baby too.
Yeah. Did you ever have a fake ID growing up?
No, I never did do the
Oh.
fake ID.
I feel like those are so common nowadays. Like so many kids just like I work with a couple of buddies and I'm just like I never had one. I'm like, I don't even know where you get this shit.
I don't either.
Just like some of the stories we were talking about earlier. It's like, how does this kind of shit happen?
Yeah, you just don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, these kids find somebody who's got a printer, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can't order them because like then I don't know. Can they track that shit?
I don't. Government's fucking listening to us right now. They've
Yeah.
heard my bead story about 50 times.
Yeah, they're
so
like, we got to keep a close eye on this guy.
that's one thing I will say. I am an American patriot. I love this country. I love its people. Everything
Absolutely.
about it. You know, America, how it should be, is an absolute amazing thing. Fuck the government.
Yeah.
I cannot stand the way this country is now at the point where we're voting. It's a clown car that rolls up, and we're voting on who's the funniest clown.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to sit
Absolutely.
here and pick a side. If anything, I'm libertarian, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think Jo Jorgensen, when she was running, she said, if you can afford a tank, you should legally be able to own a tank. I went,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've talked about that on the podcast too.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's stay out of my room, basically.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's like just, I'm like for anything that doesn't restrict, like any sort of restrictions. It's just like fuck off kind of thing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like anytime there's like, I can't even think of an example, but like I don't want to get like too wrapped up in something specific, but like anytime anything's like restricted or laws or rules, it's just like well, laws are a little bit different, but like infringing on rights of any kind, it's just like get off my back kind of thing, leave me alone. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, like let me do what I want kind of thing. Like if I want to dig a hole in my backyard, let me dig a hole in my backyard.
Yeah, why do you gotta get a building permit
Yeah.
to put up a house on your property?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. I
Hey,
know.
we put up Chavo's house without a building permit.
Yeah, that's illegal.
It wasn't.
And there you go, government just taking away people's homes. Poor
Well, and they
Chavo.
want to tax it, and they
Yep.
want all that shit. Like taxation is theft.
It is, yeah.
Tax this dick, fed boy. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's literally like you're paying with taxed money. Tax money it's like, here's my tax money so you can tax it so I can buy something that's
Yeah,
also getting taxed.
taxed. Yeah.
It's absolutely insane, and then you never own what you buy. Like like you buy a house, you don't own it. Even if you pay it off, you're still paying taxes.
Right.
It's you like can't own anything. It's like we talked about like birth certificates on this. Like what kind of animal has a birth certificate besides us? We're like government property basically.
Oh, yeah.
We're just assets to the government to pay off their debt, which they don't even. I hear a chuckle in the.
You ever think the monkey, like the chimpanzees and stuff, are looking at us like, "What the fuck are
Yeah.
you guys doing?"
Yeah, it's
More than ever.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. They're like, you guys got it all wrong.
Yeah.
The animals are just more evolved than us. We're just like trying to figure it out, and then we're finally gonna evolve to back in the primal days.
Speaking of evolution, have you heard that the government announced that aliens are real?
Yes, I've watched that whole entire thing.
Do you think they're out there?
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
do too. And here's my take on it: is like, do I think there could be life that's more technologically advanced than us?
Yep.
But there's no way that there's not life
Right.
on other planets.
Right. And so we don't have to go too in depth with crazy theories, but like at the very least, for people that are going to be like totally thrown off, if you haven't been already by this episode, but like
Yeah,
if
sorry.
the alien thing is the thing that gets you to like be like, I'm done. yeah, he's pulling up cone heads right now. Yeah, if that's the thing that like throws you off, it's like for me you look out into space and it's like you see all those stars. Like we got our sun and we got our solar system, and it's like I think it's dumb to think that. I think it's naive to think that. Naive and selfish, really, to think that we're not like that. We're the only ones here. Like that's ridiculous. Even if we're the only like I'll give this to you. Like if we're the only intelligent life, that's fine, whatever. But like. At the very least, you can't tell me that there's not at least bacteria out on some rocks floating out there. Like, there's something out there.
There's something.
It's not that we perfectly have this perfect formula on this rock that just, like, everything turns out to be perfect to make life and we're the only ones here. No, it's...
Right. There's so many other planets in the Goldilocks zone that we live in.
And like government, like we were talking with restrictions and stuff, I'm sure that stunted our evolution of growth, like as a society that like we're held back. And I'm sure that there's other life forms out there that have grown and matured, probably some that figured out a better way of life than us that started later than us that are now more evolved because they're not restricted like we are. Or maybe they're more peaceful because we're hotheads, all of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's
especially
less
Sach
wars.
Boats.
yeah, especially that. Yeah, I don't know, dude. There's shit out there for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, and here's one to chew on that I've said a couple times.
Let me chew on it.
Yeah, here's welcome. My name is Chaw, and here's something for you to chew on. That's a video if y'all want to go check that out. Just look up the Legend of Chaw. But okay, so. Time and distance, which are like the basis of how we measure things, right? We all work in a field where we got to measure something.
Yep.
Those are human constructs. You think Barron's over here laying down thinking about how far that ball is from his face?
You're
no,
absolutely right. Yeah.
He sees the ball, he goes and gets it.
Yep.
So time and distance is a human construct, and with that being said, the universe is ever expanding.
Right.
We know that the universe is just continually growing.
Yep.
So when somebody comes up to you, since time and distance is all based on your perspective, when somebody comes up to you and says you're not the center of the universe, technically from your perspective, you are.
Yeah.
From where you're sitting right now, you are the center of the universe. And from over here where I'm sitting, I'm the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Alex, the center of his universe. It's you can't sit here and say you're not the center of the universe because realistically, yes, I am.
Yeah, that's perspective.
Yeah. You ever think about that too? Like, are we really seeing what we're seeing? Because our eyes are just interpreting light right now.
Right. Yeah, it's all frequency.
Yeah. So are we really seeing what we're seeing? Like, is your shirt green to you the same way it's green to me?
I don't know. That's hard to say. But what I do know is like everything is like frequency, everything we're taking in with our eyes, but there's like frequencies that we can't see, like microwaves and stuff like that. And it's just like, I remember reading this book. It was like some brain book, but like it talked about like, I don't remember what happened to this certain guy, but something happened to a certain guy, but he was able to see electromagnetic waves, like see fields of energy. It was like a sixth sense, basically. Like when a electric stove was on, he could like see the field around, and it's just like I can't remember what kind of, like he had some sort of surgery or something on his head.
That did that.
Yeah, and there was another case where like they can see infrared light. Like the guy was able, like not visually see, but like they could like sense it in a way. Like try to describe a sense that you don't have. Like if like we know taste, touch, sound, what like all that, but like one that like a way to know something is there, you can sense it without senses that we already have. Like this guy could sense infrared light. He knew when cameras were on him. He could see like he the story he said was like walking down a city, and he like somehow sensed a camera, like a night vision camera, because it was at night. He could sense the infrared light and like knew that cameras were on him. And it's like just like it's all frequencies and shit like that. And like back to the alien thing, like what if like we are restricted? Like what if there are other senses like that, and like
we can't feel them because we're not evolved enough.
We don't even know what the fuck other creatures could even possibly be. Like,
oh yeah.
Like what if there's we have talked. I remember an episode where we talked about like communication issues.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what if they don't even have throats? Like, what if there's creatures out there that don't have throats and can't even communicate in a way that we do? Like, everything is so like, filtered and biased by what our perspective is, like what we've already seen and taken in and what we understand. And like, it's so hard to open your mind to an idea that you don't even,
you can't even conceptualize.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just
there was a girl in my high school that could feel colors.
Really?
We'd blindfold her and somebody would hold like a cloth in front of her, like a red cloth. She'd put her hand on it and she'd go, "This is red."
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And that was just a sense that she had that we all were like, there's no fucking way. And she's like, no, like it gives off almost like a heat signature kind of thing. Yeah. Like red is real hot. Yeah.
It makes sense because literally everything is frequency. That's what light is. And kind of like you were saying, it's like the universe ever expanding. Light is traveling always. And if it's an empty vacuum out there, like obviously light is always going to be moving outwards. Yeah. So it's just, that's why the universe is expanding, because if there's no resistance or any it's just like
no friction, nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just light is shining off into nothingness and always going.
Another fact about space that a lot of people don't really know is that if you were to go up to space and take a spacesuit off, your head wouldn't explode.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people don't know that one, but
yeah, that is a common misconception. I know that's you pretty much can't you from what I understand, you got like a couple minutes, but you'll pretty much freeze.
You'll freeze, and then the vacuum will actually draw all the air in your lungs out of you involuntarily. Gotcha. Like you can't really hold it in just because the vacuum is so strong. It just sucks it right out of you
and collapses your lungs, basically.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially. Okay. Yeah. We used to talk about that when I was flight instructing. You have a fuel pump that's sucking fuel.
Yep.
And you needed to have this tube, which was called a fuel vent, in order to allow fuel or air to come into the tank so that the vacuum wouldn't be created. Now, mind you, is the pump strong enough to collapse the tank? Maybe, maybe not. Most likely not. But it is going to stop the flow of fuel. Funny story about that. I had a kid, which if any of you out there are looking to get into aviation, study. Take time when your instructor's talking to you, take notes. That's going to help you out a lot. I had a kid, and I mean, a lot of us are mechanically inclined, and I should say I'm mechanically inclined because of Alec over here. I didn't know shit until I started hanging out with him. But I had asked this kid, I said, what is the job of the fuel vent? And mind you, I had already told this kid about 4 times what it does. He goes, it lets oil pass through it. And I kind of stopped and I went, I want you to think about what you just said. The fuel vent. And he's like, yeah, it allows oil to pass through it. And I'm like, okay, what does a vent in your house do? Lets air in. Okay. Or lets air out, whatever. What do you think the fuel vent does? Oh, it lets fuel pass through it. And I just like face palmed and I'm like, okay, this is the point where you've given me an answer wrong about 4 times. Maybe you should have a pen and paper out.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to explain it to you. And I said the fuel vent, allows air into the tank so we don't get a vacuum, blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, yeah.
Or maybe you just shouldn't fly a plane.
Right. So then I asked him again, which the kid was really good with the controls.
Oh,
he just had no mechanical knowledge whatsoever.
Gotcha.
So I asked him again. I said, what's a fuel vent? And this was 10 seconds after I just told him what it is. He said, it lets fuel pass through it. And I went, okay, we're done for the day. I'm like, this is not working.
Yeah, sometimes that is interesting though, like kind of to give the kid the benefit of the doubt. Like, right. It is kind of interesting to have like different learning skills, I guess, where it's like people learn differently or like understand things. Some people are better mechanically, some people are better musically.
Right.
It's like it is interesting, like how we are so similar in so many ways, but like the way our brains operate, it's weird how unique they are.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you this: the biggest thing about learning to be an instructor, it's not knowing how airplanes work like the back of your hand. It's knowing how people learn. So for one, student, me just telling him like this is what it is, that works. He just remembers it. He memorizes it. It's real easy.
Yeah.
Somebody else, I got to show them. I got to actually take them out to the airplane and say, hey, see, here's this. Let's go ahead and plug it up and let's see what the engine does, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So everybody's got a different way of learning, like you said, and that was the key about being an instructor, was understanding how does your student specifically learn.
Right.
And, I'd have 4 or 5 students a day that I'm having to switch up the learning style constantly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with an airplane, and I've said this from the beginning of being an instructor, flying an airplane is easy.
Yeah.
Flying an airplane's like driving a car. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
Being a pilot, making decisions is where it starts to get hard.
Right.
Because now all of a sudden you got somebody dying in the back seat, your engine just quit, and you're over the middle of nowhere. How are you going to handle this?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And that's where it really becomes important. I could care less if it takes, if you and I went flying,
Yep.
and it took you 7 months to land an airplane, I could care less. I'll just keep flying with you and trying to teach you it, try it a different way, see if that might work for you. Which, to tell everybody out there the truth, landing an airplane, one day you're just going to wake up, you're going to do it, and you're going to be like, why was I never able to do this before? That's just how it works. But what I care more about is if I pull your engine off on you and you say, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this to try to get it back started. Okay, that didn't work. Here's how I'm going to get into this field. You set yourself up. I used to make my kids, I shouldn't say they're kids. I mean, some of the guys I was working with were like 40 and 50 years old. But I would make them to take it to 5 feet above the corn to prove to me I'm going to land and I'm going to be okay. I've had guys who they do everything right. They run the checklist. They get themselves set up. We get to 5 feet above the corn, and I look at them and I go, all right, are we going to live? And they look at the tree line about 500 feet away, and they go, no, we're not. And I say, exactly. You can do everything right, but if you don't set yourself up, you're not going to survive. And at the end of the day, that's all I ever cared about being an instructor. I want my student to survive in an airplane. Airplanes are dangerous. They really, they are when you're by yourself. On an airline, I'll tell you the honest God truth, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine on an airline. If you're flying it by yourself, that's when it gets dangerous because people do a lot of stupid things that they shouldn't be doing. I had one guy tell me, and Brody, you'll be able to attest to this. We legally, if you're flying only visual conditions, you need to be 500 feet below the clouds. Now, why do you think that is?
So there's no surprises popping up and,
Exactly.
You can see each other, see the lights.
Exactly. I had a guy tell me one time we were about 20 feet below the clouds, and he goes, it looks like 500 to me. And I said, nope, we're going to nick that in the butt right now.
Plus the planes coming down, like popping down.
That's
and popping
exactly
back
it.
Up, kind of.
You don't know what's on the other side of that cloud.
Right.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
So you don't know if there's a 737 that's descending through that.
Right.
And now you're a fucking bug splat on their windshield because you didn't want to obey the rules.
Yeah.
So it's again, for those of you that want to become pilots, it's something that I would recommend. It's fun. We might have to take a quick intermission, but
I think we got another guest here. So
long story short, do it. Just study.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and we got a growing studio audience.
Yo.
Oh, yeah.
All the fun. Wait. We didn't do.
Up?
Hello. Still here.
We didn't do a mic check. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I gotta choke that down quick.
All right. Yeah.
All
You're
right.
not the only one who's done that.
Oh man. So I'm getting other.
Been on there too.
Jay. I might as well just suck you off right now.
All right, so we've officially decided that this is going to be the Sach Boats episode.
Yeah.
And all the wacko stuff. So this is going to be posted later on, and then we'll just kind of
Yeah, we apologize first off to Brody for having all the editing that he's got to do to kind of chop this into the legit Zach Oats with like the pilot stuff and the aliens and all that.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be a Sach Boats for you.
Yes. Yeah. This is all right. You got any more wild stories before we just kind of like do some clipping here?
Oh God. Okay. Let me look to the audience because we already talked about, Jay climbing trees and Chavo's house and all that.
Yeah.
What else we got that's like wild stories that I've been involved in?
Don't have to look that hard, I'm sure.
Oh, you want to hear about Phoenix? Yeah, he wants to hear
the
about
audience is
Phoenix.
nodding. Are you comfortable with that?
I mean, Taylor, my fiance, already knows about it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
it's if she hears
This
it.
is great. Okay, so we talked about this before, like our first intermission, and he was like not on the podcast. But now that Jeremy's glistening head is in here, out pops the Phoenix story.
I wanna rub it like a cue ball. Come here. Yeah, give me a little taste of that. Yeah. Oh, it's a little spiky. Yeah, a little spiky. Okay, so Phoenix. Everybody wants to hear about Phoenix. So I got a real good buddy. His name's Nate, and we both work for the same company. And we were down in Phoenix for training. So we had just lifted. We were a little hot and sweaty, and we're like, fuck it, it's 102 degrees outside. Let's go in the hot tub. Great fucking idea, yeah. And we're chilling in the hot tub, 6 feet apart because we're not gay. And a couple flight attendants from another airline walked down, and it was like an elderly woman, somebody like a chick in her like 40s to 50s, gay guy and his sister. So we're all kind of sitting there, and they start talking to us, and the 40-something-year-old goes, hey, can I join you boys in the hot tub? So as you'll probably hear from this being chopped up on my last story about my first girlfriend being when I was 17, I was kind of oblivious, and I went, well, yeah, I don't own it, so yeah, you can come in. I mean, whatever. So she starts stripping down, and she goes, oh, no, I thought I had my swimsuit on. And I'm like, all right, bitch, you got to get up pretty early in the morning to fool me. I know where this is headed. So, they're all talking to us. The elderly woman goes to bed. The gay guy finds out real quick that none of us are going to bang him that night. And the girl who got in the hot tub with us, she keeps going, oh, my hot tub down the street. I live here, but I wanted to get away from my kids for the night. She had kids our age. And she goes, my hot tub's warmer. My hot tub's so much warmer, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get us to be like, oh, come sit next to us. We'll keep you warm. So at the end of the night, mind you, I had to get up at like 3 in the morning to go do a training session.
Yep.
She invites us up to the room. And she's like, I got Buffalo Trace. Now, I can't turn down a good bourbon.
Yep.
So I'm like, I gotta go up. So I get up there, and it's 9 p.m., and I'm like, fuck, I can't drink. So I don't drink, but my buddy takes the 2 shots, and as he's taking the 2 shots, she goes, I gotta go get ready for bed. And as she shuts the door to the bathroom, I go, you might want to put on some dry clothes, because we'd been in the hot tub.
Yeah.
She whips that door open, butt naked, and says, I didn't invite you boys up here to put on clothes. So I look at her, I look at my buddy, I look at her, I look at my buddy, I look at her, look at my buddy, and I go, fuck it. So we tag teamed her. And at one point, I'm on top of her, and he's getting throated by her. And I just so happened to turn my head to the right, and I see him, dick in hand, about 6 inches from my face, just beating it. And the only thing I could think of in that moment was to go, please don't come on me. We burst out laughing. Everybody's laughing. Even the chick who just got tag teamed by 2 20-somethings. And I get up and I go, all right, I got to go to bed. And she goes, what, you're going to leave? So I look at my buddy and I go, yeah, Nate, be a good man and finish the nice lady off. And I walked out. Now, the best part of that story is she added my buddy Nate on Facebook. and she went to add me, but she added my buddy Justin by accident. So yeah, she doesn't know who I am.
You.
Thinking it was me. She just saw Pilot with the last name that starts with an O, and she figured it was me.
It gotta be him.
So that's my Phoenix story, and it was a wild ride.
Yeah, there's no possibility of a pregnancy scare though, right? Because you didn't finish. You just got up and walked out.
Oh no. Well, she claimed she had an IUD, so that's. Jay's over here like she was working with ISIS.
Claymores in her.
Fuck! I had to call the bomb squad and shit. They had a dog face first into her cooch. Pops back out. He's got a little white shit on his nose. It's just my load, but.
He's over here like taking birth control.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Yeah, she was something. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I mean, to take on two young bucks at one time.
Yeah, it takes
Now,
a
my
lot.
only regret of that whole situation is that I never actually Eiffel Towered. Like, it's not like we kind of pig roasted her and we were high-fiving while doing it. That would have been legendary, but it was something. So yeah, now my buddy Nate, he's still single and I'm engaged, and I guess Phoenix really changes a man, but maybe not in the way that you would expect.
Yeah, what happens in Phoenix?
What happens in Phoenix definitely didn't stay there, because she hit him up a couple times when she was in Detroit.
She's like, "Hey, I've been thinking about you."
Yeah, literally, like she would call him and be like, "Hey, I'm in Detroit for the night."
He's younger than her kid.
No, we're the same age as one of her oldest kids. She's got like a 20-year-old, a 25-year-old, and a 28-year-old. And we're all the same age.
Oh, I feel like that's so weird. Like,
I railed their mom
yeah,
after she got a divorce. I mean,
hungry and looking for more immediately.
yeah. I mean, I've freaking the audience here has seen some sides of me. Like, we've made it damn clear that if you claim to be my friend, you've seen me naked at least once.
At least, yeah.
At least once.
Yeah.
Everybody, maybe not Katie, but everybody in this room has seen me naked at least once.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have much to show. I mean, I said earlier, it's the thickness of a needle and about the size of your pinky finger. So
The tip of your pinky finger.
the tip of your pinky finger. So it ain't much to show. But you know what? I'll attempt a helicopter like it's my day job.
I can really get that thing moving, but I'll sure as hell try to spin her.
Hey, you know what they say? 3 inches at 100 mile an hour is a lot of dick.
Fuck yeah.
Going back to that fighting story, that was the buddy who I fought in that one. That he said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was his quote.
Oh, that's funny.
That was his quote. He used to say that one all the time. Hey man, 3 inches at 100 mile an hour is a lot of dick.
Yeah. We had a buddy that we used to work with that said a similar thing. He was just like, a tic tac at 100 miles an hour still hurts.
You know what I'll never forget that lives with me is when we were at the farm and Dylan had been drinking all day, and he gets in the truck and he goes, "Yeah, I don't want to get a Dewey going home."
Oh yeah.
That was the first time I heard Dewey,
A Dewey.
and I pissed myself.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was the funniest shit that I had ever heard.
Yeah, I got like archives of videos of him. I'll have to show you. It's so funny. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like because I was like videotaping him like all day long, every day. I have
yeah.
so many videos of him.
Yeah, and folks out there on the Sach Boats B-side tapes here, you might not know who we're talking about, but these are good buddies.
Yep.
These are good people. Everybody that we talk about, they're all good people. We
Yeah.
just have so many wild stories of them.
Oh, yeah.
And us doing stupid shit together. I mean, it's been a ride.
Yeah.
It's been a ride.
Oh yeah, it for sure has.
Ain't over yet. I mean, fuck.
no.
Wait till my wedding when all y'all are there and
Oh yeah. That's
open bar, baby.
That's gonna be too much of a good time.
Oh, you know what that just reminded me of? Can I talk about that one?
I don't care.
You don't care?
Alright.
All right, so we went to a wedding for a buddy of ours named Brad, and me and Alec here were the only two single guys at that wedding, and there just happened to be one single girl. And she, I don't know if y'all out there have heard of a linebacker. Girl who's a linebacker. She's got real broad shoulders.
Oh,
Probably could squash your head like a watermelon between her legs. She was a strong woman.
Yes.
To say the least.
Don't
So
say linebacker. People might get the wrong idea.
what do you mean?
Doing lines off her back.
Oh, that'd be kind of neat. We almost did. So mind you, I wasn't even supposed to be sleeping over at this wedding. Alec and his brother had a room reserved, and they said, "Yeah, you can crash with us. You're too drunk to go anywhere." I remember walking from the venue to the hotel bar. I remember ordering cheese curds. Don't ever remember paying for said cheese curds. We were that drunk. So at the end of the night, it's just us two and the wait staff, and we're all talking bullshit and stuff. And this gal comes back in, and she goes, "Oh, I think I lost my purse in here." And us being the gentlemen we are, we're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll help you find it." So we walk around the corner, and she grabs me by the shoulder. She goes, "Can I kiss you?" And I was like, sure. So she kisses me, and she walks out, and we invite her over to the hotel. So mind you, Eric wanted to go to sleep. So we couldn't hang out in the hotel room. So we're hanging out in the laundry room at this hotel, just talking shit and stuff. And she decides she's going to sleep over. So it's a you, me, and fucking Dupree moment where I'm on the left side.
She decides she's going to sleep over, and he doesn't even have a hotel room.
Yeah.
So we only have one option.
Yeah, we got one option. So it's me on one side, her in the middle, and Alec on the other. So she starts making out with me, and I'm starting to shove my fingers in some places, and she's going, "I can't be quiet. I can't be quiet." I'm like, "I don't give a shit." Meanwhile, Buddy's behind her trying to get a piece of the action.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You were trying to get in on it, and I would have done it too. I am a sharer and a carer, and I would have let you jump right in.
You didn't share.
Yeah, because at one point it was 4 in the fucking morning. I was in my underwear, and I go, "Yeah, I'm going to sleep now." She was real disappointed about that one. Actually, that might have been the point where you tried to get some action, because
I was already asleep because I didn't get nothing. I would have remembered if I did.
I'm pretty sure you were reaching behind, grabbing her ass, trying to get some.
That's whatever.
He's like,
That
"Oh,
doesn't mean I was trying to get some.
Well, you should have.
I thought that was what, the people have the dividing pillows between them, and
Yeah.
you like put your arm on the pillow.
Yeah.
I just thought that was the pillow.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
That's just how I sleep. There's like a pillow there.
Yeah, it's
A
just
body pillow.
Yeah, it just so happened to be a body pillow made of flesh. It's all good.
Well, hey, you can't choose them all, and that's what I got left with that night.
Yeah,
He got left with second shift."
Second shift, and I clocked out early.
yeah, she was real disappointed. I think she probably rolled over and looked at you like, "Well, I guess this is what I'm getting." You're just fucking.
Yeah.
She woke up more disappointed than she went to sleep, I think.
Yeah, she fucking stayed. She was gonna want to have breakfast with us, and we're like, "Get the fuck out, please."
Damn.
We blitzed out of there.
Oh, I was hungover as all hell.
She was completely let down, but still wanted to cook you guys breakfast.
Yeah, something like
Wow.
that. We had another time that for that wedding, I went to the bachelor party. We were down in Nashville, and this one of our buddies, Jason, brings up his buddy from the from the army named Eli. Now Eli, I'm a wild card, but Eli is the real deal. Yeah. I mean, this guy is a good time.
Yeah.
So he starts dancing with this girl, and she's got 2 of her friends with her. I guess it was her birthday. And I go up to the 2 girls, and I put my hand out, and I spin them both. And the one girl, I go, "Hey, can I buy y'all a drink?" And I buy them a drink. And the one girl, I made her feel like I walked into that place, saw her, and that my only objective was to talk to her that night. No, I was trying to see which one was going to give me more attention, the blonde or the brunette. So we end up going to a different bar, and we ask them, "You want to come with?" They come with, and while we're walking outside, Eli comes up to me, grabs me by the back. He goes, "Hey, man, that chick that I was dancing with, she's a cunt." And I'm like, "Oh." And he goes, "But I see what's going on with you, so I'm going to hang in there for you." I'm like, "You are a real a real stand-up guy right now. So I end up making out with that chick, all that. We get him in a cab, get him back to their hotel, and I look at Eli. I'm like, what do you want to do now? He's like, let's go back to the bars. I'm like, hell yeah. We start walking, and he gets a text from the chick that that he was dancing with. She goes, come to my hotel room, you and your buddy. And we're like, fucking ruck, let's go. We're fucking hiking there. 30-minute walk.
Oh, jeez.
We're singing Jody's the whole way. I'm talking like I left my home. Fucking hiking. So we get there. His chick's passed out. My chick's still in the same clothes she was wearing at the club. The other girl's in her pajamas. So Eli's fucking prancing around the room talking nonsense because he's belligerently drunk. And I'm talking to these two chicks, making out with the other one. And at one point, I look up because the blonde girl looks and she goes, what the fuck? And I look up. Eli's got his shirt off and his pants undone. He's going, it's hot in here, man. It's hot in here. So I look at the blonde chick. I'm like, I think it's time we go. She's like, yeah. Yeah. He wanted a piece of that action.
Oh, jeez.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he was.
So I took a pull of their Pink Whitney and we hiked out of there. I texted that girl the next day and she didn't respond. I'm like, well, fuck, that's gone.
You left your buddy back there, though?
No, he came with. I dragged him with.
Oh, jeez.
I couldn't leave a soldier behind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we. Some of that shit. I had another time when I was in college. Some girl comes up to me at a party. She goes, "Hey, do you mind just telling your friends that I fucked you, that I pity fucked you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no fucking problem. I don't need a pity fuck."
Yeah.
Come to find out later, some chick that I knew was trying to set me up with this girl the whole night. She goes and fucks one of our other guys that we had there at the fraternity. Gives him the clamp.
Oh, fuck.
I dodged a bullet.
Yeah, holy shit.
He comes in, he calls his mom, he goes, Mom, I need to get tested.
Oh, my God. Damn, yeah.
Oh, speaking of stories from frat parties, so I was risk management. I know, irony. The riskiest guy is the risk management chair.
That's because you know what to look for.
Oh, yeah. I had to sober monitor every party, and a bunch of shit happened. Well, one time I had these buddies that were in ROTC, and not just ROTC, they were in something called WRO, which is Western Rangers Organization. These guys were like, they weren't born, they were military issued out of the womb. Yeah. I mean, the one guy calls me up one night and he's like, hey, and he would talk to you like you were the most important person in the world. He'd go like this. He'd go, hey, Zoatsy, what are you doing tonight? I go, nothing, Jim. What do you got going? All I need you to do, I'm going to drop off a walkie-talkie. I want you to walk through the woods. If you find anybody, they're going to say nothing. And you're going to say, do you guys smoke? And if they don't respond with, we only fucking dip, then you just walk away. You say you're just looking for a place to smoke in the woods. Really, what I found out later is that it was a military exercise and that we were looking for the enemy team.
Oh, shit.
But anyways, going back to the original story, I was sober monitoring a party and they go, hey, can we come to your party? I said, absolutely. I fucking love you guys. You guys are always welcome over here. So they show up. They're having a good time, kind of keeping to themselves. And at one point, the president of the fraternity runs up to me. He goes, Zoats, come here. And I'm like, what? He goes, why do your WRO buddies have a tomahawk? And I'm like, what? He goes, they have a tomahawk, and they're showing people. So I go up to the group, and I go, Jim, do you have a tomahawk? And he goes, tomahawk? What tomahawk? And they all book it and run away. So I text him. I go, Jim, I wasn't going to yell at you. I was just going to say, stop. I wasn't going to kick you out. I was just going to say, stop showing people the fucking tomahawk. I think those guys, like I said, they were military issued.
Yeah.
Like the guy did trials. You know trials? Like the super light bikes, like jumping up on shit. Yeah, he did trials.
Oh, shit.
Smartest guy I ever met.
Wow.
Fucking dropped out of aviation to study Arabic because he's like, well, if I'm going into the Rangers, I should probably know Arabic.
Yeah.
And I mean, super smart guy.
Shit.
You know, if he ever stumbles across this podcast, Jim, if you were to steal Taylor from me, I would understand. I would completely understand. And any girl out there in the world, if you stumble across Jim, you are lucky to get 5 seconds of his time. I'm not gay for him, but if I was gay, I would be gay for Jim.
You better make sure your fiance doesn't hear that.
Oh, she already knows. I've made it damn clear to her. I'm like, if you ever meet Jim, I would understand if you left me for him. I would leave me for him.
Damn, what a man.
But I'd also say the same about every guy in this room, you know.
Oh.
It's getting a little hot in here.
Oh, yeah, there they are. The nips are out.
You mind if I take my pants off? This is it's just getting a
I don't
little
know why
warm.
they're still
Hey,
on.
your picture for Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the Instagram where it's me just going like
Yeah.
this. Now you got to get the seductive, the
Oh.
Sach
Yeah,
Boats.
this-
Oh,
Sach Boats.
okay, let's get the Sach Boats one. Yeah, you're right.
I used to be able to lick my nipple when I was younger.
So much more accurate.
All right.
Y'all want to see me give Katie a little strip tease? Oh, strip clubs. That's another good one.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, man. So we're having a little party over at Alex's house, and his older brother goes, hey, Zoats, you got to drive me to the strip club, and another buddy of ours wanted to go, too. So I'm thinking I'm just supposed to drop them off, right? I'd never been to a strip club before. And they go, no, you got to stick around. You got to take us back. We'll pay your cover. So this is my first time in a strip club, and a bunch of shit goes down, but at some point, we lose Eric. Eric's in a private room, and we have no idea where he is, and cell phone reception's real bad. We can't get a hold of him. Out comes a stripper who dances to Chop Suey by System of a Down. And she saw me mouth the words, "Who hurt you?" Because I'm like, what the fuck? So after her comes the largest stripper that they have in the joint. The biggest girl they got.
Quadruple XL.
Oh, yeah. She was rocking like Z cup titties. So,
Triple Z's.
yeah, triple Z's. So this girl comes out, and my buddy sees her, and he starts throwing singles down in front of me. And I'm like, no, and I'm pushing them back in front of him. So
Please, no.
she walks right up to me. She looks me dead in the eyes and goes, turn around. And I go, excuse me? She goes, turn your chair around. So I do. I turn my chair around. She goes, lay your head back. And I'm like, okay. So I start laying back. I'm looking up at a can light on the ceiling, and a fucking lunar eclipse happens. Next thing you know, this girl was playing basketball with my head in her ass, bouncing my head between the stage and her ass. And at some point, my glasses fly off, and that's when I shoot up and I go, "No more, no more." And I look around the stage, and every guy there is dying. They are pissing themselves. That's the point when I grab our buddy. I go, we're getting the fuck out of here. So we had to call Alec because we're like, we don't know where Eric is. We can't get a hold of him. You got to come pick him up, figure it out. It was kind of a dick move, and I apologize for that. But we
got him.
ladies and gentlemen,
Go,
we got him.
get special treatment in the back.
Oh, yeah. He dropped like $600 that night.
He does that about every time.
Oh, God.
What is every time? How often does he go?
Not too much after the last time, because we were at this bar and just having a couple drinks. It was like a weeknight, and he's like, I'm gonna play the slot machine. We never play the slot machine. He puts like $20 in there, wins the
good shit.
jackpot.
Oh, shit.
So at that little crappy bar, we didn't even think they were gonna pay out, and sure as shit they paid out. So it was like, I don't know, $1,300.
Whew.
It was over 1,000. I think it was closer to 1,300. And he's like, we're going to the titty bar.
Gotta go to Tit Club.
Yeah, and it was like a Tuesday night. Yeah, it was like a Tuesday night or something. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Guy won. He can pay for us to get in. I'll sit there, have a drink. So I'm sitting there. I don't know. 20 minutes goes by. We still can't find him. Finally, he comes out after like an hour. I'm like, all right, we're leaving. Get in the car. And I'm like, how much you spend? He's like, they took all my money. I think he spent, and he wouldn't give me the exact number, but it was over $600 in that hour. And then So the next time we were having a family dinner with my parents, I brought up the issue because he deserved to get made fun of for that.
Hey, can you give us your best Eric? I want big titties in my face impression.
I don't know.
He just goes something like, "I want big titties in my face,"
Yeah.
like an aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive, and he claims that black titties are the softest titties. And I said, I really don't think it makes. I mean, I wouldn't know, but I guess I wouldn't think the color of the skin makes a difference. But he's a firm believer.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Hey, he just goes, "I want big titties in my face" all the time.
he's a character.
So what were the parents' reaction?
The question
They gave
asked
him
was, "What's the
enough
parents'
shit
reaction?"
about spending that much money at the titty bar that I don't think he's gone back since. So I think maybe he learned his lesson. I think. No, you know what? Because we were just at the strip club for a bachelor party this year, and I was there for about 2 drinks, spent $6, and yeah, I think he dropped another couple hundred.
You should have seen him in at fucking Brad's. We had to make a mission. It was a mission to pull Brad out of there.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god!
that does not surprise me.
Yeah. That was, maybe we should leave that little part out, that little tidbit, because Brad's married now, and I don't know if his wife knows about that one,
yeah.
but
You better cut that whole
Yikes.
clip out of you saying that, because now she's gonna know.
Yeah. Okay, I'll cut that out.
okay. No, leave it in. Fuck it.
Okay.
That's what most girls have said to me. They're like, "Leave it in. Fuck it."
Oh yeah.
Next day, you know what? I'm buying a little pill.
Saying, can you put it in?
Yeah. Can you put it in?
Is it in yet? Girl, I've been done for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I've been over here playing on my fucking Nintendo Switch. What are you talking about?
Oh jeez. All right, strip clubs. That's the weirdest thing for me because it's like, let me just pay for a boner that I can't get off.
Yeah.
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 100%.
Now, do you strip at home for him?
Zoats does.
Do you give him a little tease? Because I give Taylor one all the time. She doesn't want it.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't want it.
She's like
She
a kid getting coal for Christmas.
yeah, she starts fucking screaming,
That would be
asking the dog to attack me and shit. But I'll pull my underwear so far up my ass crack. As far as it'll go. And I start going, "Oh yeah, baby, you like that?" Right in her face, and she'll fucking look at me and go, "There's something so wrong with you." She asked me
And
that.
it's that those underwear are still on.
Yeah.
Get
Oh
those things
yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Hey, full nude costs extra, baby. Full nude costs extra.
Okay.
I'll tell her, hey, put a dollar bill in your G string. I'll bite it out. One time, here's a good one. So we're up at a family reunion, and there's a lot that happened there. So mind you, before we even got there, one of my dad's cousins brought like 24 cases of eggs, and his whole plan was that we were gonna have an egg fight.
Yeah.
Except his brothers tied him to a tree and threw all 4 cases at him.
Oh shit.
So he went home pretty quick. But we get there, and we end up at the bar that night. And mind you, I'm 14 years old. My dad gets fucked up. He's biting dollar bills out of this chick's titties and stuff like that.
You're watching this at 14.
Yeah, I'm watching this at 14 while I'm playing the fucking claw machine in the corner and shit. And we end up walking back to the like cabin we were staying in. My uncle's walking next to me. I'd puked because the bar food made me sick. I found out later that I was allergic to canola oil.
Oh shit, really?
But I puked, and my dad's rubbing my back going, oh, Zachy, oh. So me and my uncle are carrying my dad. My uncle just looks at me and goes,
Barry.
"You know what, Zachy, dude? One day I'm going to get me an Asian chick." He's been happily married for 35 years. He's like, "I'm going to get me an Asian
Wait,
chick."
at that time he was married for 30.
Oh, yeah.
And he said one day.
One day I'm going to get me an Asian chick.
Oh, okay, well, was his happily 35-year marriage wife an Asian?
No.
No.
No, she's a white German chick.
Oh, geez. Okay, well, what's the like progress report on that?
Still together, still happily married.
Oh, okay.
But the next day, we're sitting around a fire, and my cousin DJ is hanging out, and my uncle Dickie is sitting next to me. A little backstory on Dickie: him and my dad got in a fight. Dickie wiped poop on my dad. My dad picked up diarrhea out of the toilet and threw it at Dickie.
What the fuck?
Yeah, weird shit. So I'm sitting there, and Dickie's hammered, and he's rubbing my back. He goes, "Oh, Zachy, you're a good boy, Zachy." And my cousin looks at me from across the fire. He goes, "Sorry, my dad gets a little gay when he's drunk."
Oh my god.
It runs in the family.
Jeez.
Incest is best. Put your cousin to the test. I used to live by the motto, if her house ain't on wheels, we ain't making no deals. Or my even better one is, if she don't live in a trailer, I ain't gonna rail her.
You ain't making no deals if she don't squeals.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We had my one cousin Mackenzie. Every time I show a picture of my cousin Mackenzie, I get some guy going, "Oh, can I fuck her?" She's got pretty big tits.
This is definitely Sach Boats.
So she slept with a guy, and my buddy goes, "Man, you got it," because they used to think I was inbred, and that hasn't been disproven yet. But they go, "So how do you feel about that?" And I said, "Well, fuck, she's tainted. I can't rail her no more." And then I shoved it in one more time, but I'm kidding. I might be the direct descendant of the 29th governor of Alabama, but we don't have those Alabama beliefs.
Are you really?
Here, look it up. You got it on your computer? Can you look it up?
I can look at it.
Look up William C. Oats. He was a Civil War colonel for the Confederacy, a brigadier general in the Spanish-American War, and the 29th governor of Alabama. That's my great uncle.
Damn. Former governor of Alabama.
Pull up the picture of him with the beard when he was younger. It'll look like me.
Okay. Hey, I don't know.
This one right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yep.
Yeah, I see that.
I had a lady.
Especially with the mustache. It grows just the same.
Oh, yeah. I had a lady I was doing a flooring project for, and she was selling a liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
And this liquor cabinet, the people that came up to buy it, I helped them move it into the car, and the guy was going to square up the deal.
Yep.
And I'm talking to the lady, and I'm like, "Oh, where are y'all from?" They're like, "Oh, Huntley, Illinois." I'm like, "Oh, that's crazy. I'm from Lake in the Hills. They're from Crystal Lake." And she goes, "Is your last name Oats?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You can't escape the Oats look. I'm your cousin Carla."
Oh, shit.
No way.
Dead serious.
Wow. Damn.
So
Yeah,
we all have a look to us that
wow.
you can tell we're related.
Yeah, and it's a good look, and that's why you're attracted to each other, right?
I know. It's the cross-eyed, looking like we got hit in the head. Taylor's recently told me, and I never realized this, I blink one eye at a time.
Oh, I've seen that.
Like
yeah.
a frog?
Yeah.
I blink one eye at a time. I think it's because I got hit in the head a lot as a kid. So, well, that's another one. I was riding Alex, brand new SX 250, fastest horsepowered two-stroke on the market at the time. And I'm hitting this line. Everybody's down a hill. They can't see me. And I'm hitting this line. I'm thinking to myself, I need to start taking a different line. As soon as I do that, bucks me off. I whiskey throttle. And it goes up in the air, and it goes, and as soon as that rear wheel hit, sent me and the bike 30 feet into the trees. So I burned my arm getting the bike up, and Hager at the time was like, he either stalled or he wrecked.
Yeah.
And they come up the hill, and they see me picking the bike up. So later that night, we were going to a party at our buddy Jason's house, and I roll up, And I go up the driveway, and somebody hands me a beer, and I'm talking to some people. It took me 15 minutes to realize I was at the wrong house.
Oh, shit.
I was so concussed and didn't realize it that I was at the wrong house, thought I was in the
Oh
right
my
spot.
God. Yeah, you're like 3 beers in.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even any beers in yet. I was just so fucked up.
Oh, jeez.
Or I put the 70 peg into my leg on the hillside at your old house. Remember that one?
No.
Oh.
I got a 110 peg in my leg. I still have the skins all messed up.
So yeah, I got a nice little scar right here from it, but
Oh, nice. Oh, jeez. All right.
but I don't know. I think that's where we wrap it up
Yeah.
with Sach Boats.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up with Sach Boats right here. And yeah, everybody, thank you for hanging on this
Yeah,
long.
thank you.
If you were able to withstand all that, then the podcast is not going to get any worse than this. So that's not as bad as you're going to get.
I was the comic relief. For,
Yes, yeah, this,
Lowest
yeah.
point of the mic.
it can only go up from here.
This is rock bottom, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Just kidding. Quality entertainment. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Thanks for joining me, Zach.
Yeah, of course.
Sack.
Sach Boats.
Yeah. Hold on, can I rip one into the mic?
Yeah.
All right.
Tell here.
Somebody else put the headphones on. Tell me how to hear anything else.
It's a farewell goodbye.
I almost shit my pants.
All right, guys. See you next week.